Happy Tuesday. We are back and we are live. Absolutely excited for this. Talking about filters and certifications today. Quite amazing. I don't know why, but this information just lights me up so much. And one of the reasons that it does, let me just say this. I don't know if you feel this way, but have you seen the cost of filters lately? Have you seen how often that you need to change them? Have you been like me in the past and, oh, it doesn't matter. We'll just leave the filter in. We don't know if it needs to be changed. Not knowing that it's growing mold inside my refrigerator. Yes. Going through life for this long and finally getting to the point of knowledge of toxins. Toxins are everywhere, mind you. And the reason that I started talking about toxins on this page, on my water page, on our water page, is this. It all ends up in your water. Even if you're wearing it, you're breathing it, the EMF radiation goes into your body, which changes your whole structure, your whole DNA. Yes, it can change your DNA, your telomeres, and all of the things. And guess what? Everything that goes down our drain, in our toilet, in our shower, down our sinks, ends up in the wastewater. Oh, washing machines. It ends up in the wastewater. So that's why I talk about all the toxins. The laundry detergent that you use, the, spray chemicals in the paints, the VOCs, carpeting, clothing.
All the things.
And so
and a lot of us don't even want to think about any of that because it's kind of gross. It's kind of sickening.
And not to be really, really sickening, but as Amanda and I always talk about, there's no new water. It's all recycled. And with all of the new guidelines going into place with the federal end giving the state back, I don't know if they're giving it back or just handing it over, the authority to put guidelines in effect for our, local water municipalities, we really have to look at that. Well, you don't have to, but if you're conscious of, yes, I eat clean, yes, I work out, yes, I do this, why do I still feel ick? Why do I still have diabetes? Why do I still have autoimmune? Like, we're not looking at the whole picture, if you will. It's not just the water that we're drinking, it's the water that we're bathing in. When you take a shower or a bath, like our bodies ingest on average of, I'm so sorry, please don't quote me, how many cups?
Say that one more time. I'm so sorry.
When we take a shower or a bath, our skin absorbs, I thought it was about 1 cup of water.
I want to say that is almost, I believe you're right.
Okay, pardon me. It could be more. I'm going to go with a cup of water. Even a cup of water laden in chlorine, chloramines, biological cysts and spores and things like that. It's quite scary. I mean, we're surprisingly not glowing. We're not glowing in the tub, right? So when we look at filters and things like that, a lot of people end up becoming overwhelmed because of all the toxins and what kind of filter, what kind of things, media or, silver or coconut shell. Coconut shell is a really good one. What these filters are made of in order to filter these sort of toxins out of our water. Not just filter them, not just like redirect them into our wastewater, but capture them, contain them, and remove them completely from the wastewater. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's the jam. A lot of filters, when we're not replacing them, when we should, we think, you know, oh, they could probably go a few more months. You don't realize the mold, the microbiological things, the pharmaceuticals alone that we just
Heavy
keep putting
metals,
back into the water. Yeah.
yeah. And also, even speaking about filters and the certifications, like there's so many and there's so many different certifications. Do we know what those certifications actually stand for? What those mean? What is actually filtering out? Like that's also another thing. Like you look at filters and you want to do better, right? You want to know better, you want to do better. So you're like filter, yeah, let's go. And then you just get a filter.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know what that filter entails? What is it doing? Like a lot of filters are like NSF 40.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's great. That's a filter, but it only tests for chlorine, taste, and odor. So it
Mm-hmm.
makes your water taste better. That's it. That's all it does.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really not filtering or doing anything
It
except
tastes
making your
better.
water taste to where you can actually drink it, but everything is still in there.
Oh my goodness.
So we really want to do our due diligence on what kind of filter certifications are out there and what does that actually mean. And
Absolutely.
there's quite a few, but I think there's like 4 or 5 of the top ones that it's like, you know, there's some that do filter just the water. Some do have like lead and that's it, or lead and chlorine. Some
Mm-hmm.
are pharmaceuticals and pesticides, that's it. And then
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the, or one or there's a few out there that do everything, all the chemicals, all the things.
Mm-hmm. I've got a little overview on the NSF and ANSI certifications. These are the most well-known and well-respected certifications out there. They're very expensive to get, and these filters are certified by a third-party lab company. And that's the crucial part of it is when you're looking at something like that, make sure you ask for the certifications and make sure they're done. The testing is done by a third party. NSF
And
and
if,
go
sorry,
ahead.
and if they say, yeah, we're third party tested, but they can't show you anything, that's a
Mhm.
big red flag. You stop right
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah.
Because anything that is third party tested will gladly send you over so you can look at any and all the things that it is tested for. That are,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And I didn't know this till now. I didn't know this until I just got my filtration system that is, it's next level. It's new technology. Although it's been around for about 30 years, it was used in the medical and dental industries. And I'll tell you a little bit that the reason that the gentleman created this was because his son was born with a hand deformity and they couldn't figure out why because the pregnancy went fine. And when he backtracked to see what had happened, it was mercury poisoning that his wife got while she was at the dentist, having a filling replaced. And he does have all of, you know, the documentation. He did go testify in court, and his mess became his message in creating this filtration system. So getting into this has just educated me on a whole new level, all of us, on exactly what we're looking for in a filter. So if you're seeing NSF certifications, you do know it actually does filter what it says it does, just so you know. Like NSF 42 is more for reducing chlorine, taste, odor, and particulates, often found in carbon-based filters and pitcher filters like Brita. I shouldn't have said Brita, my apologies. There are a few pitcher filters that are actually in a class action lawsuit because they don't remove what they say they remove.
Mostly cosmetic, right? Mostly cosmetic, don't really filter, don't even scratch the surface.
Which I was there at some point in my life. NSF 53 removes contaminants like lead, mercury, VOCs, and asbestos. VOCs are those volatile, like paint and nail polish, maybe the gel on your nail polish, things like that. And these are mainly on under the sink and countertop filters, including carbon block systems. Then there's NSF 58. Those are used in reverse osmosis systems. Those are important in removing contaminants such as arsenic, fluoride, nitrates, and TDS, which are minerals. They remove all the minerals, not just the bad minerals, they remove the good minerals as well. They are highly effective at removing a wide range of contaminants. However, they remove the good minerals as well. Then there is NSF 401. Those are emerging contaminants, and those remove pharmaceuticals, herbicides, and personal care products. Now,
I'm so sorry.
no.
BPA, that also, and caffeine is what it also says on my end for that as well. That is one that I have. So
that is so good. I'm just checking here.
Yeah.
And then your microbiological purifiers. Those will remove your bacteria, viruses, and cysts. Those are good for like outdoor use, emergency water purification, but they don't usually get certified for our drinking water systems, if that makes sense. And that's just a few. The EPA, everything is all over right at the moment. And when you look at ewg.org and you look at your local water municipality and see what's in it, see what's in your municipality, because I may have a higher level of something than you do. And when you can actually get a filter system that will take out what you need, and especially 99% of it, that's another thing. Look at the percentage of what it's removing out of your water, not just your drinking water, but
and know what you're looking for. Like, what is in the water that you want removed? So I'm going to go backwards real quick because Jill mentioned the EWG site. Our first class was on that EWG site. We actually showed you how to pull it up, how to run your zip code to figure out what's actually in your water, so you know what's in your water that you want removed. So finding a filter at that point would probably be 1,000 times easier. So we will link that class to this so you can go and check what's in your water and comment on that video and tell us what's in your water, because water education is our jam. We love this.
Oh yeah.
And we want to know, like, what's in your water? How does that, make you feel in a sense? And now what are your next steps? And Jill and I would love to help you with those next steps, because we are going down the rabbit hole and doing the work and finding the information so we can educate on this, because it blew our minds to find some of this stuff out.
Well, and not just what you're drinking and bathing in, but when you understand that it takes up to 35 years for symptoms to occur in a human.
Yeah.
We think, oh, I've been doing fine with my tap water all these years. Like, I'm fine. The doctor just says it's this. If you really knew your DNA and your genetics, your genetic expression, we now know that certain toxins turn on certain expressions of, how do I say, illnesses that we are predisposition with. Just so say Alzheimer's, dementia. I have that gene expression for Alzheimer's and dementia. It doesn't mean I'm going to get it. But there's toxins that actually turn that on, which are heavy metals, plastics, forever plastics. When they're in your body, they don't just leave. They're there. They multiply. They're stackable. Like you can lose, they're stored in our fat cells, our tissues, and all of that. And unless you are detoxing specifically for these out of your body, they just accumulate like they're doing in our ocean. So when you combine toxic chemicals and stress will turn on a lot of genes for people. And we're under so much stress as a society anyway. And a lot of times we look for distraction in order to kind of like de-stress ourselves, when in reality, some of those things that are distracting to us are actually turning our genes on. So that's why we see a lot of late in life, 40s, 50s. These are not getting old issues, not at all. These are your lifestyle issues starting to become visible. It's not about getting old. It's just about the results of your earlier lifestyle. And we don't know this. So there's no guilt and shame. We just want to educate, because you can detox this stuff from your brain. You can detox it from your fat cells and your tissues. But going forward, I feel the most important thing in life is having a filter. You need to know what's coming into your household.
100%. I totally agree with that, because we are over 70% water.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let that sink in for a moment. Like water does so much for us. If we are even a percent dehydrated, our whole body shuts down to reserve that water for our brain.
Mm-hmm.
So none of your systems are actually working if you are 1% dehydrated. Like, that's nutso to me.
It's mind
What did you say?
It's mind blowing.
It is. It really is. And it's funny because we think filters, but we don't. Like, for some reason, years ago, I thought my refrigerator filter was the bomb. Like, I am filtering my water. It's great. And then as we were going down filter rabbit holes a while back, it was like, oh, that's just a cosmetic filter. That does nothing. It removes nothing. It just makes it taste good, so I drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Filtration is very good because, again, no new water is being produced. It's all recycled water.
Mm-hmm.
And think about everything that goes into water, whether that be plants, whether that be manufacturing, whether that be pharmaceuticals down the toilet.
That's what we were
That was
talking.
big in my growing up era. Like, just flush them down the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's in the water. That stays in the water. And if all the water is recycled, this water has been, oh, yeah, we're just going to stop there.
And especially detoxing. That's the rave now is all the rage, excuse me. Blah. It's been a long day. But I mean, when we're detoxing, all of that's going down the drain as well, back into the water. So hospitals, schools, commercial establishments, like everything is going into our wastewater system, and the municipalities, they can't filter everything out. Otherwise, we would never afford having running water at all in our homes. So it's crucial for us to take a stand at what we want coming into our home, definitely. And the different kinds of filters is just crucial, like we had said. Even the media that the filter is made out of. Now, the filter that I just purchased, it's becoming installed tomorrow. I'm very excited.
That's amazing. So many congratulations to you.
And quite honestly, I have an ionizer, which I absolutely love. It has a filter on it, which I absolutely love. I have a pre-filter on my ionizer that takes everything out. It takes a lot of counter space, but it does the job. However, I had to buy a separate shower filter and a separate filter for my bathroom faucet. Do you know how much I spend in filters that I have to change every 6 months? I'm not going to go there. However, this new system I found, and no, I'm not trying to push a system on you. I'm just talking about the filtration on it is unbelievable. It has 3 filters on it. It has 3 stages. It has all the certifications. It has won all the awards. It creates medical and dental water, which wouldn't you want your family to have that and your pets? Okay. So the first filter alone in this system filters sediment, dust particles, larger particulates. But what it does is it replaces your water softener without removing the calcium. We need calcium. We need calcium in our bodies. It replaces the water softener. How much is that worth to you? About $2,000 to $5,000, would you think? It filters down to 3 to 5 microns. The average filter does about 10 microns. So all the smaller particulates will run through the filter, right? Well, the good news is it has a three filters in 3 stages. So this first one that replaces the water softener, it not only does that, it removes silica dust, sediment, some heavy metals, particulates, pathogens, microplastic, bacteria, cysts, and virus. Okay. Now, there is the most amazing, what am I looking for? It's called Silifos, and it is injected into the core of this filter. It's freaking amazing. Okay. It prevents calcium carbonate, which is the hard water that you're talking about. It keeps that from forming while allowing retention of healthy calcium minerals. It also keeps it from going into your pipes and collecting in your pipes, in your pipe system. Yeah, it protects against corrosion. So not only is it doing that, it's going into your water heater and preventing that from corroding. That's just the first filter. What about $2,000 to $5,000? That replaces right there. Stage 2, the second filter, is a microbiological filter, and that removes, that not only captures the oh my gosh, what is it? The forever plastics, VOCs, chlorine, chloramine, THMs, which are trihalomethanes. These are the ones that when we take a shower in the hot water, not only are it's a byproduct of chlorine or chloramine. When it hits heat, then it becomes a vapor and you breathe it. So you're bathing in it and you're breathing in it. It removes that, pesticides, bacteria, virus, cysts, arsenics, pharmaceuticals, and some heavy metals, including lead. Okay. This filter is so amazing because it has a little, it looks like a patch on it, and it's made of micron guard. It is an electropositive charged filter with activated carbon attached to it. It's not made of activated carbon. It's got activated carbon in the little patch, along with an electropositive charge. And what that means is that all of your good minerals that you want, that you need in your body, those are positively charged. So those get to pass through this filter. We get to keep those. And all the bad ones are captured. Why am I enjoying this so much? All the
Because it's
bad,
amazing.
all the bad ones are captured, right? Well, then we have AG silver that's infused in all of this, which mimics UV light. Well, what does UV light do? It kills the bacteria and keeps the cartridge from biofouling. What is biofouling? Biofouling means just containing the bacteria while it's alive. No, this kills the bacteria and captures it. It doesn't get loose and it doesn't go to the next filter. So it doesn't get put back in the wastewater system, if that makes sense. So the bacteria capture and kill. If you know what a log is, it's like 99.9. The 0.9 is a log. This has 9 logs of bacteria capture and kill.
Huge. It's huge.
So basically, the second filter replaces an RO system, a reverse osmosis system, without removing the good minerals. How much is that worth? Well, if it's under the sink one, I'm thinking maybe 2,000 to 5,000. If it's a whole home system, 15 to 30,000.
Easy.
And you can go do that. You can go do that research. I invite you to go do that research. So now we're at about, we'll just go on the low end. We're up to $20,000. How's that? Well, we got one more filter to cover, right? This is the third filter. And this is, we call it like a polishing filter, right? You know, you heard about the carbon block, right? Well, some of these just remove chlorine, taste, and odor, like Amanda said, and some remove chlorine, taste, odor, and some contaminants, right? Well, ours is made, it's a custom catalytic carbon block, which is, I'm going to say the material is made a lot of coconut shell as well, which I love. I love natural. And if you know anything about the coconut, oh my gosh, how healing that is. This one actually polishes off everything that might have slipped through under the point whatever 2 to 5 microns. You know, this one goes down to the nanoparticles. Nano, not micron, micro, nano. Nano's itty bitty. So this is where your water comes out. Your water's done. Guaranteed, certified, 99.99%. And some 9 logs.
And again, I believe this is also filtering, again, just in case, the chlorine, the THMs, the VOCs, the lead, the pesticides, the pharmaceuticals, the taste, the odor. I think I hit the majority of them. And we exceed standard and are third-party tested.
Which I love. I love. So when I find something like this, I have never been able, I've not yet been able to compare it to anything other than reverse osmosis. So it's a no-brainer, because not only because of the cost, but because of everything that it does without electricity, without wastewater, without salt. I'm so sorry, I'm talking over you.
It's okay. Like, you are crushing this right now. And I love the passion you have behind it. You can take it away, but that's exactly what I was going to hit on. 100%. Like, even if we do lose electricity, it'll still go. Your water will still be filtered, which is huge.
And not just your drinking water, your bath water, your laundry detergent, your toilet water. Does your dog drink out of your toilet? Like,
yeah, your washer, your dryer, that's another big one.
You know, that's going to save so much as well on the calcium carbonate buildup in your washing machine. You know, how many times do you wash your washing machine? You know, you're supposed to clean that about once a month. I never knew until 3 years ago.
I don't even know if I knew that.
How much longer are our appliances going to last when they're not corroded and rusted on the inside as well? Not if it does that to a water heater or a washing machine, We can't see that. We can smell it. We can see symptoms that it's, slowing down. Maybe it's pooping out, but we can't see it until we take it apart. It's the same with our bodies.
Yeah.
That's why I get so passionate about it. It's like, ah. So I don't know if it showed up in the link, but if this is something that you're really wanting to look at and consider, there's a link in, I think I dropped it in here. Just get a free water consult. Let's see what's in your water. Like, it's actually quite fun. It doesn't have to be horrifying and stressful, but it's fun. It's fun. But if you're
And
looking at
we've,
different filters, reach out. We'll go over them with you. If you, want some advice, suggestions, or anything, so happy to do that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, we are both happy to do that.
Mhm.
And we hope this information is really shining the light on the importance of water. Like water education is huge, and that's why we've decided to do the research and bring it to you.
Mhm.
And we'll be here for you for questions, concerns, if you just want a conversation. Like this is, if you, I mean, just watch Jill one more time the last few minutes. Like she has so much passion and love for this, but
Mhm.
we're here to help, to honor you and the knowledge we also have to bring it all together.
Absolutely. Because when you feel good in your body and you know how you can be accountable for the way that you feel, your health, your wealth, when you feel good, you do good. That's what we preach.
Absolutely. And when you know better, you do better.
Even at our age. No, my age. Yeah,
I love
please reach out. Anything we can help you with. Uh, Stay tuned for next week.
dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun,
We
dun.
appreciate you for being here, and drop a comment in. Let us know. Did you see it live? Hashtag replay if you're watching on the replay. And we look forward to connecting with you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a good day and see you next Tuesday. Hugs, dust, and water, right?
That's right. I was going to, and I'm like, hugs, dust, and water to you.
Bye.